Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your February 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Virgo. And before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe if you haven't already. You will get more wonderful readings from me. And if you would like to know how to work with me one-on-one or just what I have to offer, go to onyxhealing.com. And of course, you're welcome to check out more content on Instagram at onyxhealing. So, without further ado, I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's start with your oracle cards. So first thing we have is cleansing. Feeling bogged down by the weight of 1,000 thoughts, feelings, and boxes of mystery objects lurking in your closets? Consider this a prescription to clean house, mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies adverbally. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of your emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So enjoy a major guilt-free flush out. And not to worry, you can always find new psychic bric-a-brac in the metaphor clutter section of Craigslist. So don't forget that, like, if you want a new piece of clothing, you have to give one away, right? That's kind of like the energetic principle that you can apply. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is that if you are dealing with a lot of space, then you can consider just making sure you're fine-tuning what you're asking for. All right, then we have sometimes no is the most loving response. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't be afraid of the word no. It can really help you in February. So just carry that with you. Maybe you'll need this coming up soon. Okay, so the central energy for you in February, the Wheel of Fortune. And this says time to move on in the center. And honestly, the immediate hit that I got was really leveling up. That's what time to move on is really signifying, is I think you're ready to take on more, or not more in the sense of challenges. It's just about the way that you're structuring and living your life is something that is going through an upgrade in February. So it might be how you spend your time. It might be the quality of relationships that you have in your life are improving and changing and evolving. It could be your potential to make money, right? That might be increasing your threshold to receive good things. It's just like you need to take the leap. You need to take the jump in order to really get to that next level of what you want. And then the crossing energy is the Two of Pentacles. You are still in charge of deciding, right? So you can't, like, nobody can force you to level up. You have to decide to do it. So this is just putting an emphasis on free will. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. It's just reminding you, like, you don't have to do this, but it really looks like you're going to be getting more and more uncomfortable if you don't answer the call. So I hope that makes sense. That's more of what this picture is portraying here. Now let's see what's shifting out for you. We have strength. Okay. I'm going to pull the oncoming energy first before I speak to that. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So the message here is actually quite similar to Taurus in the sense that it's about relaxation. So it's kind of like this is personal power and will. You wanting to do it all yourself, to tackle everything, do it independently. You just force your will on things that you want to get done. This is very, very Virgo, okay? And then this is actually about receptivity. It's about receiving. And of course, the Ace of Pentacles, it's like the handing over the money, right? And so this can indicate like a new project, a new endeavor, a new thing that you start. Maybe that's what you're leveling up, is you're starting this new thing. Or this could just be the energetics behind, I'm allowing myself to receive more. So you're probably in one of those camps. What you have going on is either a call to initiate that new thing, or it's a call to level up by understanding that things can get easier. It's not that the more effort you give is what correlates to then I'm more satisfied. That's just one belief system that people have. Hustle does not equal satisfaction every single time. So you want to figure out, where do I need more space? Where do I need more time? Where do I need more good things? And then allowing those to come into your space and kind of demolishing any beliefs that are telling you that you haven't worked enough for it. Okay. Then this is money, finances, your material world. We have the Six of Swords. So this is progress, forward movement. I'm going to clarify this one. Two of Swords. Okay, so you kind of have to trust the process, which of course isn't always comfortable, but it's about not being able to see exactly how you're going to land or how things are going to pan out. It's more about rise to the occasion, rise to the call, rise to what you're being guided to do. Know that your finances, the financial situation, if you're putting TLC into that, if you're giving it the attention that it needs, it's improving. I don't think that it's something that's going, unattended. But the Two of Swords is kind of like, you don't want to look at February as a month where you're going to see everything clearly. This is 1 month. It's one snapshot of what's going on. There's still a lot of stuff that's going to be unfolding for you financially in the future. So let yourself just kind of trust the process of, I'm moving. There's a lot of motion involved. In my finances, it's getting better and better and better. And then answer the call to either relaxation or initiation. This is relationships, romantic or otherwise. If you have other relationships that are priority right now, apply this to them. So you have the Four of Pentacles. I kind of want to clarify this one as well, just because there's some reservation. Now, whether or not this means you need to pull energy back from relationships, right? If you're an over-investor, that might be one thing. Or this is saying you're holding a lot of energy back when you should be giving more to relationships. So let me get some context on it. Three of Cups. So I actually think that fostering relationships is the camp that the majority of you are going to fall into, because the Three of Cups is about like friendship, celebration, enjoying yourself, having a good time. So I just think it's safe for you to kind of, pry your eyes away from your work and do something that is fun or enjoyable, make time for date night. It just seems like there's way too much conservation happening here to the point where it's causing some contraction. So it's kind of like, let the energy flow a bit more. That way you don't feel like you're just droning along. I think there's the need for you to break out of that and emerge out of that. So the Three of Cups, whether this be friends, dating, love life, or just enjoying yourself with the people that you care about, all of that is going to really support you relationally. It's just going to get things moving. It's going to get things flowing. Okay, now let's look at, advice. Advice for you. The Lovers. Okay. Make decisions from a place that feels really aligned and loving. And the other element of this card is just to understand that feeling connected to those around you, to yourself, to divine source, God, universe, whatever it is, all of those live together. I think there's a really strong connection between quality of relationships and growth for you this month. So however you're navigating that, it seems like it's going to influence progress in other areas. It's really interesting because I don't normally see stuff like this. But the Lovers, as the advice, it's kind of like the connection really matters. Because remember, this is Gemini's card, and Gemini energy is that of the networker. It's the connections, the connective tissue between each other. That's really what we can build off of. So there's something really important about relationships, your network, who you're connecting with in February. I would definitely not sleep on that. I wouldn't ignore that. I would prioritize important relationships. Again, so long as you're not one of those who gets engulfed by relationships. And the other thing is just to know that there's a lot of importance and significance in those relationships in February. So it might actually be some foreshadowing for what's to come moving forward. And then this is what's on the horizon. So this is farther out than the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see. High Priestess. Okay, so I think there's an odd knowing. I might just clarify this one too. There's a really potent internal knowing that the High Priestess has. And so I think there's some of this that you're already anticipating. I think there's something in the back of your mind and your intuition where you're like, oh, I see where this is going. So let's clarify. Six of Pentacles. So you've been working for this. It's something you've been building. Could be a relationship, could be money, could be business, could be academia, could be a promotion, right? It could be just whatever you've been really nursing, whatever you've been nurturing is what's really starting to pick up speed. Don't look at February as where you're going to feel the pop. Okay, take the pressure off of that, definitely, because this card is telling me the material world is something that you are heading towards dry land, but I can't guarantee when that's going to manifest. So loosen up on the timing for sure of when you see it materially, but understand that what you've been giving energy to is starting to build and build and build and build. It's gaining momentum, it's gaining speed. And the Six of Pentacles is you get what you give. So I think you've been giving a lot. You've been giving your energy to a lot of things. And so there's a lot that's on the horizon that's brewing. I think you're just brewing a big storm in the astral. I mean that in a good way, right? If you've been really intentional with manifestations, with your intentions, with what you've been asking for, I just see this as being super clear as we kind of look out at what's ahead. Okay. First, second, third, and fourth quarter of February. Let's check out the first quarter for you. We have the Magician. See, this is where I'm like, double down on manifestations, double down on intentions, double down, double down, double down. Because the energetic significance of what's happening in February is something you're going to see really begin to snowball. So use this, like go through, whether it be right now or as you get a little bit closer into February, start really unpacking what you want. Like since January, a lot of you have probably set intentions. Okay, you've been going at it for a month. Okay, do you need to adjust anything? I strongly encourage you to either solidify what you're asking for, right? Reiterate, hey, God, universe, this is what I'm after. Or it's something where you might realize, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to shift focus. So either way, get clear. Don't think it's pointless just because New Year's is gone, or the New Year is gone, excuse me. So use this Magician energy because it's highly potent, highly creative. Quarter two, the Hierophant. Continue showing up as if it's already happening. Let me say that again. Show up as if it's already happening. If you knew it was already happening, what would you do? What would you say? What would you think? How would you be? You placed an order, and now show up in that energy, and that's where it's going to compound. This is a big manifestation month for you. Third quarter, we have the Sun. This is more about pleasure, enjoying yourself, having a good time. This is that like Three of Cups energy in part. Enjoying yourself, that Gemini lovers energy, the connection. This is great for those of you who are really, really focused on romance, right? This would be a good time to, you know, get clear about who you're asking for, who you want to come into your space, and then see where you're at, evaluate, have fun with it. So the Sun is just kind of like there's something cooking up here that's just really enjoyable. So I think you kind of start to see the pace pick up in mid to late February. And then wrapping up the month, fourth quarter, we have the King of Chalices, emotional mastery, emotional clarity, emotional esteem. For some of you, this might be someone making an appearance, right? Have you been asking for this King of Cups? Because he might be showing up as you head into March, right? So this could be you or an actual person who is more significant towards the end of the month. It's all, remember, this is a game of what have you asked for? A closed mouth will not get fed. So you need to remember that if you're like, why won't things just happen? The first thing is, have you asked? And then have you shown up in that energy again and again and again and again and again, and continue to hold faith as you shift your energy. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever it is that you're after. Deep breath into the diaphragm. Card number 1, we have the 8 of Coins. Yeah, it takes effort. So the energetic piece, I know a lot of people, it's kind of an elusive topic, but the 8 of Coins is kind of like the energetic work. Like if you were to sit in meditation for an hour, that's technically work. So you kind of want to count every fragment of what you're giving time, space, energy to, whether you're taking action on it, thinking about it, talking about it, it compounds. So if you're wanting something like the Magician, you know, setting the intention, placing the order, this is going to show you what is actually going to grow. Because if you're saying, I want X, but then all of your energy goes to Z, Z is what's actually going to manifest, not X, not what you've asked for. So it's very cut and dry. View this as being black and white. Where is your energy going? Where are your thoughts, words, and actions going? And that will actually paint a picture of what you're creating. So use that wisely. Card number 2, we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, so you might, this is the no card, right? Very similar to this. Sometimes no is the most loving response. Same goes for if you need to tell someone no or reject an offer, if that doesn't feel in alignment with you, that really matters. That really counts. So don't underestimate the value of authentically coming from a place of what does not feel right to me, honoring that, leaning into it, and just going with that. Okay, and then not wrapping up the month, what am I saying? Card number 3, we have the Whore. Okay, this is the Empress. So again, it's funny that it's sitting on top of the Ace of Pentacles because this is divine feminine and willingness to receive, okay? So receptivity is the name of the game. What are you available for? What is your threshold at when it comes to what you're available to receive? Ask yourself these things. And if you're wondering, I don't know what I'm available to receive, look at what's in your environment. Take inventory of that. And then figure out where can I adjust myself in order to see this, in order to call in the things that I actually desire, that are actually right, best, and true for me. So you have some powerful receiving energy on this side of things. Use it to your advantage, and it could be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you guys know I do cold psychic readings, which means I just do an energy check with you and answer all of your questions. There might be some tarot in there. All of the info is on onyxhealing.com, so go check that out. Or you can take a look at the links in the description box. And until next time, have a beautiful February, everybody. I am sending you nothing but love, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.